Hello, fellow beings. Something I want to offer you. I want to give you some advice, perhaps a suggestion, and that is seek truth above all things. Aspire to be genuine and authentic in your expression. And if you make this your goal, if you make this your purpose, then you will inevitably find everything that you're looking for. You will return to love, you'll return to connection, you will inevitably attain enlightenment. Because what enlightenment truly means is the understanding of all things, the understanding of what we are, who we are, how we operate. So the more you seek the truth of things, the more you will be in line with your divine nature, with your truest self. When we seek love, we are subject to get caught in ideas of what we believe love to be. Whether we came up with these ideas ourselves or they were conditioned into us from our interactions with our society and our circumstances and experiences. If you seek happiness, the same goes for that. We have ideas of these things. And we also have ideas of truth, don't get me wrong. But there is an absolute truth. There is individual truth, there is subjective truth, and there is the absolute. There is the objective truth. So let me give you an example. Subjective truth for this moment is I am here in this body speaking to a phone. The absolute truth is that there's energy exchanging with energy, and I am the phone. The phone is me. We are both the same thing, vibrating at different frequencies, expressing itself in different ways. The infinite consciousness that we are is a reflection of absolute truth. It is important to recognize the difference between truth and your opinion, your subjectivity versus your objectivity. How you feel about something might not be always reflective of what it actually is. So I encourage you to seek what is, to understand what is. Not what you think it is, not what you feel it is, but what actually is. So when we see things, experiences, people, anything like that, in terms of separation from the perspective of a value judgment, then we are not aligned with truth. If you see something as bad or good, it's not a reflection of absolute truth. You recognize that to call something bad or good is your opinion. It's your experience of it. So the truth could be, I experienced that as negative. That happened to me and I had a negative response to it. That would be a truth. But to say it is bad, I hate it, that wouldn't be reflective of the absolute. Even though you're speaking your truth when you say I hate it, hate is a product of duality consciousness, of separation consciousness. And when we deem something as worthy of hate, we are separating ourselves from it and understanding it as different from ourselves. And that is not true, because all things are one, and to see something as different from yourself and put it over there and you here, you are not in line with what is actually true, what is. To say something like, when I interact with that thing, person, or experience, I have negative emotions. That would be a more true thing to say. So I encourage you to seek truth regardless of how you feel about it. Because otherwise, if you are only seeking something that makes you feel good, then you are leaving out a whole scope of other information, of other knowledge. Because not everything in this world will make you feel good if you are truly looking at it in its real form. When you seek truth above all things, as I said, you will inevitably return to love, because the truth is that we are love. And what is meant by that is that we are an infinite energy. That's what things are. When we look into any substance, any molecule, any chemical, any atom, any proton, any neutron, any quark, they're all vibrations of energy in infinite fields. It all is the same energy vibrating at different frequencies relative to one another. The very recognition of this and understanding, experiential understanding of it is what allows us to feel love and connection. When you think of yourself as separate, your mind from your body, your being from someone else's, that is what creates boundaries and perpetuates the illusion of separation. And in that illusion is where all negative thought, negative feeling comes from. And we as conscious beings, we as all energy, are on a path to return to our true union with the self, capital S, the self that is all. So even when we have negative experiences, they are all designed in a way to show us what we still consider negative, to demonstrate to us the ways in which we are still caught in separation. For an example, when I look back on my life now, when I look back on my childhood and some things that I experienced that were really hard for me, really traumatic for me, I have no resentment or regret for any of those moments. I have an appreciation and a gratitude for everything that occurred within me throughout my entire life, because it was exactly what was needed for me to see what was true in myself and become who I am today. And I see every experience I encounter as also fuel for that reunion with who I truly am. So seek truth, and not what somebody else says is true. Seek what makes sense to you, what resonates with you. Use your own discernment. If you hear something that hits you hard and it doesn't make sense to you, ask why that is. Look within yourself to determine, is it actually true, or do I just not like it? Do I not want it to be true because it doesn't make me feel good? Or does it actually not hold up to scrutiny when I ask, is it possible? Could it be? Don't conform to what others think. Sure, you can take information from others and opinions from others and allow yourself to take them on, but you don't have to attach to it. You don't have to make it your own. You can take in an opinion and see if it sits with you, see if it works for you, see if it makes sense to you. And if it doesn't, you can let it go. When we appeal to authority for our truth, we are automatically disconnecting from our own truth. You have all of the answers that you need. You have all of your own answers. Everything you need to know is within you. Everything that is out there in the world that we can read or learn about has come from a human mind, and that human mind has access and a connection to the infinite consciousness that we are. You can figure out anything that anybody else has figured out. You had the capacity to connect to your infinite consciousness and see the answers to any question you may have. Make this a practice, make it a regular practice, to always see truth, to seek truth, to welcome truth, no matter what it is. That is the path to what they call enlightenment. Because if you are ignoring, if you are denying, then you are creating separation within your own consciousness, within your own mind, within your own being. If you seek love, you have an idea of what love is. If you seek happiness, you have an idea of what happiness is. If you seek fulfillment, you have an idea of what that is. But see, all these ideas that we have are positive ideas. We see these as positive things, but truth in its nature is neutral. Truth is that which is, no matter how you feel about it. So to seek truth relentlessly, unconditionally, you will find the love, the happiness, fulfillment, because that is our true nature. You will also find all of the darkness on the way. If you are neglecting certain truths at this point, if you begin to seek truth, you will find things that does not sit well with you, that does not feel good to you. But it is necessary that you understand them on a truthful level. If you want to experience true love, happiness, fulfillment, peace, equanimity, any of these things that you deem to be positive, it is necessary that you understand that there is a negative aspect to reality. And when I say negative, I don't even necessarily mean bad. I just mean it's the darkness as opposed to the light. It's the ignorance as opposed to the knowing. It's the emptiness as opposed to the fullness. And both of these qualities are necessary for us to experience anything. If it was one, it wouldn't be experience. In order to have experience, you need to have something over here that experiences this over here. If there were one, there wouldn't be any experience. You would just be one with the all in the infinite awareness of all that is. It is said that God separated from itself to know itself, to experience itself. And that is what we are. We are the manifestation of that very separation. But just knowing that, just understanding that that is how it works, that is how the universe, that is how God, that is how energy works, brings you to a state of fulfillment, purpose, love, joy, equanimity, because you understand that you are all of it and all of it is necessary, and therefore nothing can take you out of your alignment, out of your connection with your source, out of your connection with who you truly are. So that is why it's necessary for us to seek truth above all things, because we will not get attached to whether or not it feels good. When we seek love, we will seek something that makes us feel love, that makes us feel good about ourselves and allows us to feel the love that is within us. But our thoughts around love have told us that love comes from the external, comes from someone else. But truthfully, it comes from within. It is what you truly are. It is the energy that makes you up. It is the energy that completes you, that creates you, that also destroys you. It is all love in the grand scheme of things. So the very knowing of that allows you to connect to the love that is. Then you will not only have love for yourself, you will have love for everyone and everything, because you recognize it as all one.